Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here coming at you again with another video, and this is a video that hopefully helps you figure out whether or not you want to try out one of the newest games, especially when it comes to MMOs, when you get some really unique options and stuff like that, Lost Ark. Now, it's got some crazy cool abilities with tons of different classes. I am playing a gunslinger right now, and there's a bunch of really neat things. So let's go ahead and give you some reasons to try it out. Alright guys, now the number one reason that you want to try out Lost Ark right now is you have some really neat character customization options. Now one really neat thing is you can make characters in many different regions, and each region allows you to have those 6 character slots, and then if you really wanted to, you can actually own tickets to get more. Now 6 is plenty, but they have some really neat options that you can click on. You can see I've already got 2, and then unique different styles that you have right here means that you have a ton of different and completely different play styles, anything from mages, warriors, martial artists. You can see all of this neat stuff right here, gunners, assassins. It's absolutely bonkers the different types of play styles you have. Now this is my playthrough on the West server. I've already got a couple of characters overall. Each character that I have played is a unique type of character. You can see right here it does give you that ability to see the supports, attack powers, all that kind of basic stuff, and you can really see some crazy abilities with some of these things. They all feel unique, and you can get some really neat customization across the board. Now I do like to say that you got some really neat things. You can get some stories, advanced classes. You can go in and see gunslingers. You can go in and see the different types of literally sharpshooter, deadeye, and artillerist. Now, there are some really unique things that you can do with each of these things, and you've got quite a bit of customization when it comes to the character that you want. Now, once you actually get inside the customization menu, you can see you got different outfit types, and it kind of does change it in game to see the different types of stuff that your character will put on. The emote actions, obviously, you can just see what they do. That doesn't really change a whole heck of a lot. But the customizations, you can create them, which is unique. And then you do have a lot of options over here for hairstyles, just like the usual, what you would expect out of an MMO. But it does feel like each character has its own personality. So the character customization is really strong. Alright guys, so the second reason is actually pretty simple. When you're on your quest throughout this game, it's actually something that's very doable. It is something where the actual leveling of this game feels like it's accomplishable. It's meant to be a thing where you can level up to 50 very quick, and then over time level your higher level kind of end game skills. But early off, and like literally to hit that level 50, it'll take you 3 or 4 solid days of grinding, and that's it. It's not meant to be a long-term thing. So the leveling is actually really doable. Now you can see this right here. You get a lot of experience points each time you complete one of your missions. And there are missions literally all over the place. You can go right over here and you can see, hey, you know, I want a mission from this guy. He'll give you all of the stuff right across the board, just like every other MMO, but they are very generous with the XP that you get for the game. So you get a massive amount of experience, and it's very easy to level up doing this. Alright guys, this brings us to part number 3. The missions of Lost Ark are actually quite doable. Unlike some games where it's very difficult to complete missions and it takes hours and hours to complete stuff, this is a very quick mission set with random missions that do show up every now and then. You can see I've got a bunch loaded in over here, and there is always something to do. It's not like you're going to be sitting here and you're just going to be waiting to complete missions for hours on end. These missions are very rapid. You can complete them in less than 5 minutes, usually on average. And it's doable to actually complete a lot of this stuff without having to work too hard and really put a lot of effort in until you get to the end game, and that's when things really start changing around. So the missions are actually something that are accomplishable, and I always appreciate that, because if you have accomplishable missions, it means that you can actually do the things you want to do in the game that are fun, like the raids and the dungeons. Whereas the missions are kind of just the way to get there. You can see I've already completed a mission in the last like 10 seconds, and you just go back and complete them with plenty of stuff. Now the missions are also well thought out because they're all next to each other. You're not going to spend hours running across the entire map in order to complete things. You just have to quite literally go across a general area and do all the stuff that you need to do. So that is something that is really useful, obviously, and you can combine different skills to make these missions unique and kind of learn the different styles of the game. So that is our third reason. All right, guys, and our next reason is actually a pretty simple one. The pay to win concept in this game does not seem overly broken. So you go to the store, obviously, and you've got a bunch of stuff. Most of the stuff that you can earn and buy has limited effect on you end game. There is some things that will obviously boost it, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get necessarily a huge advantage. There's only limited things that you can buy. You can see this one right here, and you can actually go through and get specific types of stuff going on. But all of this stuff, it's pretty simple. It's mostly, how do you say this properly? It's just stuff to make your characters look prettier and give you more opportunities. Like you've got mounts, you've got all kinds of stuff. You can go in here to see the mount pet section and see all the different types. Now you can go into your essentials. This is where it really becomes the pay to win thing. The crystalline aura, that is where it kind of gets like, you know, a little bit questionable, but usually this is something that you can think about because it just gives you access to teleporting for free and a few basic things. You can see there's what you actually get, and fees kind of get reduced. So it's not overly powerful and it's not too out of control either. For a full month, you can play the game no matter what. It's going to cost you like nothing to play the game. But the fact that you can do a little bit of a boost for just a small amount of money doesn't mean the game's broken. It just means that they do have a way to make money off of this. So it is not like many other MMOs where you can literally buy yourself wins. This is something where grinding and doing the basic stuff is going to earn you what you want. All right, guys, now let's talk about the next thing. And this one actually has to do with the character itself. You can see me right here. This is a very beautiful game. It's well done. When you actually zoom in, the character customization is very well done. The armor seems very, very nice and well thought out. And then the actual like abilities that you have are absolutely wonderful. I obviously missed that one right there, but you can see that you can actually do pretty much anything you need to by just moving around the map, and everything looks like it's well done. So like you can see me right here mining copper, and it looks like you're actually hitting it, and the graphics are just amazing. And this is just like the zooming in stuff. Obviously you can get quite a bit of stuff just by moving around and doing all the stuff, but everything seems to be well done. Like when you zoom in, the fact is that like there's a lot of different stuff. It doesn't seem to be the same bushes over and over. There's like different ways they put them in there. And then the enemies are also super cool when you zoom in on them. Like it's not something that's easy to do necessarily because you actually have to like see all the stuff like that I'm doing right there. But these things are really neat. The graphics are wonderful, and especially with the high level bosses and stuff like that, they have some really well done graphics. You can see that the pathing is really well. And the graphics are really neat. It's just something that's a small thing, but it's huge when it comes to MMOs because these are games where you're not really doing a whole bunch of constant combat with other people, but you're looking at the beautiful parts of the game, like the mounts, the pets, the armor that you get, and all the graphics of the game. All right, guys, and the next thing, obviously you see me playing the song right now. You get your own island. Now, in a lot of games, you get your own house, but in this one, you get your own set of islands. And on that island, you can see, here's my little paradise right here. You are in complete control. You can customize it how you want. You get your own little butler. You can run out your ships, and you can literally complete research to benefit you overall. It's not just something that is going to give you access to just like a cool thing to look at, but there's actual benefits that you can get with this as well, which is pretty awesome. It's a neat little feature, even though yes, it is going to definitely long term be something that's pretty and cool to look at, but you can complete research and all this kind of neat stuff that you see me able to do right here, and this will benefit you in the actual game as well. So it's not just where it's like you have a pretty area, cool. You can actually complete special missions like this right here and accept all of your stuff and claim everything, which is really useful, obviously. And there are actual missions to get this done, which is obviously something you want to be able to do. And then there's also dispatches that you can send out for ships with specialized custom people to actually give you a little bit more to work on in the game as well. So you've got your own like side area, if you want to think about it that way, to give yourself, you know, resources and all kinds of neat stuff. So it's not just an island that looks pretty, it is also an island that you can customize and have an actual effect on your game. All right, guys, and here is our next reason. Now, this one's a pretty simple one. This game is not something that is just coming out right now in America. This game has existed for years in other countries. Now, in America, this is the first time, and I guess not just America, but the rest of the world that has been now open to this via Steam. It is something that has literally been tested for years and is one of the most popular games in other countries. However, in America right now, this is the first time we're getting a chance to actually play it, so we're kind of just enjoying the crap out of it. Obviously, there's lots of stuff that could be changed to make it better, like being able to transfer characters and stuff. But early game, there's a lot of really awesome stuff that you get out of this stuff, which is really useful, obviously, because there's a lot of neat stuff that you can do. So this is a proven game that will work over time. So that's another major reason for it. And that moves us into our next little section. When you have your characters, which something that is I just find absolutely awesome, if you go into your character menu, you can see that you have a combat skills menu. You can truly customize these characters in order to play your style. Now, you can have true supports. You can kind of blend the different methods where you're a true DPS tank or you're a true tank. And this is just basic level stuff, and each individual skill has tier trees inside of it, so you can customize your moves how you want them to. This means anything from being able to obviously do more DPS to being more of a support role. There is tons of customization that you can use inside of each skill tree for each character, which is really, really awesome. The more characters you can play, the better off it actually benefits you with your roster level too. And this is something I thought about well, because you're obviously going to play a lot of different characters. Playing them will work across all of your characters to give you increased stats. The more characters you play, the better off you literally are stat-wise in the long run too, which is something that is really, really cool. Now, that kind of brings me into my last point about this game, why it's so cool. Each new character you play really is a new time playing this game. I'm playing the Gunlancer this time. I've got a mage. I've got a bard mage, I suppose is the proper way to put it. And then I've got a gunslinger, but I prefer it's artillery, but whatever you want to call it. So I'm an artillerist. And each one feels like it's a unique time playing the game. After you've played through the first time, it lets you skip through to different scenes. However, each time you're playing with those new abilities to learn and stuff like that, you're really learning a new entire set of skills that each character has with special ultimates and things like that. So I can prevent with what I am right now, I can literally activate my shield and basically make it so I'm an unkillable tank, which is something that's obviously useful if you're a tank because you can't be taken care of very easily. So every single skill that I have benefits something, and it's not like there's a wasted skill. Each one has a unique ability, which is sometimes, I guess, overseen in other games, because when you have skills, sometimes it's like, cool, I can do this really cool looking skill, but what does it really do for me? This game doesn't really feel that way. All of the skills seem to be useful in some way, shape, or form, and you can really do some neat stuff with it. Obviously, each one has a different ability, but wow, I definitely thought I hit him there, but oh well. Each one kind of feels special. So all of the characters feel different. So your new playthroughs actually feel like you're getting a new playthrough. Yeah, I'll do some of the same missions, but that new characters with new stuff is really cool. So anyways, hopefully this helps you out. If you don't mind leaving a like below, check out some of my other content. I play a lot of Ark, and I'm working on doing a bunch of other games. And if you don't mind leaving a sub to the channel, that would be awesome. All right, hopefully this video helps you out, and teach out.